The following is an Outdoor Channel original production.
The canvas upon which the world's most epic stories of wildlife are written, Africa bestows some of nature's most considerable bounty. Widely regarded as the place where human life originated, the world's second largest continent is home to many of the world's best loved and most fascinating animals, as well as to some of its most endangered.
SCI's Expedition Safari is brought to you by Safari Club International, first for hunters.
Continuing his African hunting safari through the stunning landscape of Namibia, Mike Rogers pursues his passion for adventure and his quest for discovery. With the chance to encounter some of the continent's most iconic wildlife species and to witness the country's innovative conservation measures firsthand, Mike puts a successful hunt for a massive Nile croc in his memoirs and heads for new horizons. His journey takes him west of the Mahongo Core area to the Kavango region of northeast Namibia, another exclusive hunting concession of Tourmaline and Cochrane Safaris, located at Mangete National Park.
Mangete is basically the same as Mahongo. It's the same type of sand, dunes, and vegetation, but with the difference there's no water here because it's far away from the Okavango River. Animals here is eland, huge eland, monster eland, and then big leopard, black rhino. There's a lot of black rhinos in the park, and elephant. But very pretty, also a very nice climate. At night it's cool and not cold. It's a very nice place to hunt. Challenging because of the black rhino.
Due to sound conservation practices, Namibia now boasts the world's largest free-roaming population of black rhinos, as well as a remarkable recovery of a variety of native wildlife. But efforts are ongoing. Examining the tracks at a well-used watering hole, Mike and his guide Carl began their pursuit for a mature eland bull. Fresh sign is a suitable start in such a vast and open landscape.
Ooh, big eland bulls right here. Huge tracks. We're looking for eland and we found some pretty good sized tracks. It looks like a herd of bulls has come here maybe 3-4 hours ago. We're gonna check the trail cams and see exactly what they look like. With the pictures and the tracks together, you get a good idea of what's in what area. It's such a huge, vast park. The area is over 50,000 square acres. So we'll take a look at what's in what area and then see if we can't cut some tracks and get on something. Who knows, we might even run across a black rhino. Apparently there's a huge rhino poaching problem that's been happening in this part of Namibia. We're gonna take a look at the rhino poaching problem in this episode of Expedition Safari.
Coming up, Mike Rogers investigates the rising problem of illegal rhino poaching in Namibia and the efforts to combat this criminal act.
We are the last stand, Namibia and South Africa. The rest of Africa is gone.
Next on SCI's Expedition Safari.
SCI's Expedition Safari is brought to you by Safari Club International, first for hunters.
A significant part of Namibia's story is rooted in its sheer abundance and astonishing variety of wildlife. Some species are truly unique, and a few whose lineage goes back to a primordial presence. The name rhino conjures up images of a prehistoric beast, a huge creature with skin of armor, a legendary animal whose horn was said to be a panacea for all types of ailments. Mike Rogers joins the vice president of the Namibian Professional Hunters Association, Deneen van der Westhuizen, to explore the significance of these iconic creatures and the rising threat to their existence.
It represents freedom. It represents the vast openness of Namibia. It represents that one single bull traveling kilometers and kilometers every day. It's kind of sad how it symbolizes what's happening to the rhino at the moment. You know, they're getting less and less and less, and you just see that lone bull walking away slowly.
Driven by a growing demand from certain cultures, rhino horns have become lucrative targets for illegal trade. Valued at more than $65,000 per kilogram on the black market, the increase in rhino poaching threatens to erase Namibia's conservation successes.
They take it out by any means and at any time during the day or night. They dart it, they shoot it, they slaughter it, they do anything possibly with it just to kill it, or not even kill it, just take off the horn and leave again. It's a brutal, disgusting way of killing an animal. There's no humanity in that.
Even just in Namibia, in the park, Etosha National Park, the last amount which I know was 64 black rhinos just in Etosha National Park for this year. And they
Poached?
Yes.
64?
That's correct, yeah. All black rhinos. And it was an inside thing. The game wardens themselves have poached rhinos, so that was a problem.
If they catch a poacher, that poacher, he's sitting in jail for 20 years or 30 years or hopefully for his lifetime. But the ultimate end user is not in this country, he's in different countries.
South Africa and Namibia has been doing a great job with conservation, but times have changed and the market for rhino horn has surged because all of us knows it ends up in China. We're talking about 60 to 80,000 animals has been wiped off Africa's surface. If you just look at those numbers, there is a huge value to a rhino horn for the Asian people. It's more worth than any commodity in the world. We're the last stand, Namibia and South Africa. The rest of Africa is gone. So if we don't do something that has never been done, because all the old techniques is not working, they haven't worked. I'm telling you, we're gonna lose them.
The rhino's plight has become so desperate that drastic solutions must be considered.
Firstly, to protect them, I would first say they must legalize trading of rhino horns. The people will cut off the horns, but at least they can still continue breeding, and the animal will be there, it will not be extinct. And they will not kill it if it doesn't have a horn. So if they can do that, I think the rhinos will survive. It's a good chance, or the best chance I think they will have at this moment.
The only way I think that we can stop the poaching is if we legalize the trade of rhino horn by the government, all the rhino horn in the safes, or even landowners that has rhino and they can cut the horns off and sell it on an auction, a government-controlled auction. But the World Organization CITES is saying to us, you cannot trade it legally. So I think there's a dark future for rhino until somebody realizes that the legal trading is necessary to supply the demand legally so that we can stop the illegal trade in it.
With close to 2,000 rhinos being poached this year and the percentages on an alarming increase, it's clear that there is no easy answer and not everyone is in agreement.
Assuming that rhino horn would be legalized trade and that the world will be fine with it, I don't think that the demand will ever be less than what we can deliver. And it's a good conversation to have, it's a good argument, and it's good that people can come up with different ideas regarding it. But it's gotten so out of hand that I don't think the demand will ever be less than what rhinos can deliver on that specific product. Without its horn, it's even more vulnerable. It's put in a situation where it needs to defend itself even more, but it just can't. It's a God-created species, a perfectly created species that you're taking away its honor and its pride. People have to work harder in proving that there's no worth in the rhino horn itself, except for that rhino that needs it for protection, for protecting itself against other animals.
The only way To stop that guy walking around looking for a rhino is if we sell the rhino horn legally on auctions and invite the Chinese to come here and buy it legally and say thank you to them, and the government makes tax and the farmers makes an income, and at least we preserve the species. And I think if CITES doesn't allow us to supply that demand, I'm telling you today, me and you will sit here in 10 years and there will be nothing.
As the threat of rhino poaching looms across parts of Africa, experts can agree on one sure solution.
The only way there's a future for all the species is through trophy hunting and conservation.
Coming up on SCI's Expedition Safari. As the threat of rhino poaching plagues parts of Namibia, the country has implemented a science-based management strategy for black rhinos that outlines clear goals and objectives for conservation. Part of this plan authorizes a limited annual harvest of male black rhinos, a strategy that is shown to be successful in many ways.
We're sitting with a problem where there's 5-6 bulls in certain national parks and areas which becomes post-productive, they become aggressive, they fight with different rhinos, and that's part of conservation, is taking out some of these rhinos, either translocating it or shooting it as a trophy.
The cows come into cycle and he cannot sire them because he's past his productive area, and then he would kill off any young bull. So if we don't take away those bulls, either by capturing them and putting them in one reserve, which is unnatural because they're going to kill each other in any case, the old bulls. If we get trophy hunters and we hunt them, this money goes back into conservation and the younger bulls can breed the cows.
Nobody else, no association or single person have donated so much money for the cause of black rhino as a hunter would.
The only way there's a future for all the species is through trophy hunting and conservation. The only reason that the people living around the reserve will leave those animals alone is if we get them the meat and they share in the money. If they don't share in the money and they get the meat for a protein source, they will come in and kill those animals. Why would you have black rhino on your property that chase you around and damage your property if you can have cattle that's docile and brings you in money? We don't even hunt 2 to 3% of the population per year. Poachers, they hunt what they want and when they want. And when there's no hunters in blocks, which we fear is going to happen in Botswana, like it happened in Kenya, and like it happened in West Africa, then there's nothing left. So I don't know how good the Botswana government does their job, but hopefully they do, because otherwise those elephant populations are going to be decimated.
I have to go out on a limb and say it's one of the stupidest ideas to stop hunting in a country like Botswana, like Kenya, because it just proves what's happening there at the moment. Poaching is just picking up much more when there's not hunters on the ground. The hunter needs to be there. There's people on the ground. There's appreciation for what's around you. There's protection you want to protect. Hunters are first and foremost conservationists. We want to see that animal. We want to see it alive in the veld, in the free roaming area.
The role that hunting organizations are playing, Safari Club International, is immense. Because of SCI, there's a huge knowledge going out why trophy hunting is so important, why we need trophy hunting operators in the concessions. SCI is doing a great job in making sure that that message gets to the United States government all the time through their lobbying and through being involved in Africa in different projects and helping with the poaching and talking to the hunting associations and having the convention, because that's where we sell our products. And our products is hunting safaris. If you take away SCI, 3 years and trophy hunting in Africa will be done.
We can't give up. We as Namibians have to take the responsibility. We have to own up to our own heritage and what we have here. And people in the outside world need to help us and not necessarily be criticizing us of how we're doing it. Americans need to realize that we need serious, serious help, and not only viewpoints. Own up to what you're saying. Be that hunter. Come and realize what the worth is of that animal.
As one who understands clearly the importance of hunting and conservation, Mike Rogers continues his hunt for a mature eland bull. The largest living antelope in the world, eland are elusive and a challenge to hunt. With plenty of area to roam, the best way to hunt eland is to stalk them. Therefore, the art of tracking is essential and only comes with years of experience and knowledge about the hunting area. Fortunately, Mike and his guide Carl cut a fresh track from a large bull, and the long stalk ensues.
Yeah, there he is. We're on the track of a lone eland bull. We've been on him for a while. He's probably a half hour ahead of us. So stay with us. We'll be right back and take a look at this message from Safari Club International, the leader in protecting the freedom to hunt. Join us.
You are the first to rise, first to teach, to get your hands dirty and lend them. You're first to protect. As a hunter, being first is a big part of who you are. And we are first for you. The single most influential hunters' rights and conservation organization in the world. Join like your way of life depends on it.
SCI's Expedition Safari is brought to you by Safari Club International, first for hunters.
Mike Rogers continues his hunt for a mature eland with Tourmaline and Cochrane Safaris. With the help of his guide, Carl Alberts, the pair has been tracking a large bull across the arid landscape of Namibia's Kalahari woodlands. A long and demanding stalk, requiring careful attention to every detail.
Yeah. He's going this way. That looks like pretty big.
Now closing the distance with each new step. They finally spot a wary group of eland in the distance.
There he is. Right there. Right. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, that's it. I got him.
Good shot. He's down.
See him?
He's down, yeah.
Yeah, he went down right behind that bush.
Yes, there he is. Good shot. Congratulations.
Nice. That was perfect. He just didn't know we were there. He looks finished.
Yeah. He's dead.
Wow, look at this. What do you think?
Very, very nice, old, skinny bull. You did him a favor to shoot him.
He wouldn't have lasted, would he?
No, he wouldn't have seen the end of this year.
What about the bases and the character and the horns?
Yeah.
When they get old like this, they get all chipped up and
Yes.
broken up. I mean, it's really a neat sign of the character.
Yeah.
He has
Yes.
been fighting and old
Yeah.
and worn down. I mean, that's what I noticed looking through the scope.
Yes. Very
What about
beautiful.
his teeth?
No, they're all, you can see
it's good. Let's do it this side.
it's all worn down. You can see it's got
Oh, yeah.
4 teeth, all worn down.
This one's all the way down to the gum.
Yes.
This guy was,
Yes.
I mean, he's just losing weight. He
A lot.
is going downhill.
Yeah. Then he would have died.
I would much prefer to shoot an old, mature bull.
I agree.
Especially one all by himself. He's not in a breeding population.
No.
He's going downhill and he's not going to make it
Yeah.
throughout the season.
Yes, the younger bulls will kick him out of the herd.
You know what? Thank you for I say this quite a bit, but
I really appreciate what outfitters in Africa do. You teach us this kind of wildlife conservation. You do it with all their clients that come here, and you come to Safari Club International's annual convention, and you teach those people, and you book hunts with people, and they get to experience this kind of ethical trophy hunting. And sometimes it's really not trophy hunting in the sense that it scores bigger than the next one. To me, a trophy is really the animal you took, and in this case, I would be way more happy with an old bull like this than a young bull in his prime that had a few more inches. Because it isn't about the inches, it's about the experience and the hunt and doing the right thing.
Yeah, very beautiful old bull. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Well done, good shot.
My pleasure. Carl, you're an amazing professional hunter and really very, very fun hunt.
Thank you very much.
Some say it's about wildlife conservation and others about advocacy, about protecting your freedom to hunt. If you love hunting, you'll want to join the organization that is First for Hunters. All over the world, Safari Club International is getting the job done, protecting your freedom to hunt. So be a member of the organization that's First for Hunters. Log on to safariclub.org and find out how you could be part of this incredible organization. We'll see you next week on Expedition Safari.